Hare Krishna, I welcome all to our Bhagavad Gita class. We are on chapter 13. We'll start chapter 13 today. The objective of this class is to enable reading of the shlok, to understand the basic meaning of the shlok, and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. We are on the chapter 13, which is called Nature, the Enjoyer, and Consciousness. So this will be starting today. And this chapter has got 7 sections. It starts with question. The first stroke starts with Arjun's question. He asks 6 topics in the first questions, and then from 2 to 7, Krishna describes about Kshetra and Kshetragya and Gyan. And from 8 to 12, Gyan, what is Gyan? How to acquire, what is the process of acquiring knowledge? That is described. Then from 13 to 19, Gyan, what are the object of knowledge is defined. From 20 to 26, Prakriti, Purush and their union is described. 27 to 35, Jnana Chakshu, the vision of knowledge is described. And then we will go with the glories of chapter 13 from Padma Puran. Now, before we start chapter 13, let us summarize the last chapter that we had read. The last chapter was Bhakti Yoga, and in this, the chapter starts again with Arjun inquiring that who is better, a personalist or a impersonalist? Who is a personalist? Personalist is the one who worship the form of Krishna. And who is an impersonalist? Impersonalist is the one who worship the Brahma Jyoti. Both are from Krishna, but that's what. Then Krishna replies in the second slok that the pure devotees of Krishna who worship the personalist are the perfect yogi. And then he says, in the third to fourth slok, he defines the qualities of the impersonalists, those who worship the Brahma Jyoti. He explains that the qualities of the Brahma Jyoti, then he explains the process, and then he says the destination. He says, those who worship the Brahma Jyoti will also finally reach me. They'll also finally reach me. But in the fifth slok, he says, but their path is very, very troublesome. It is not a easy path for them, but it is a difficult path for them. Why it is a difficult form? He explains that we human beings, we are devadhari, we have a form. So it is very easy for us to relate to a form and engage our senses in the form. But to engage in an imaginary Brahma Jyoti, it is very, very difficult. And then he says that they will also reach me, but after many, many, many janma, and after many, many births, they will have a realization that finally Vasudevam Sarvam Iti. Vasudevam Sarvam Iti. Vasudev is everything. When that realization comes, then they will be able to cross the ocean of birth and death. And then in the sixth and seventh slok of the last chapter, Krishna explains that those who are pure devotees, what do? What he says, he has something very special for them. What he does? Ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasa matpara. So those who give up all their karma, all their duties, and and they are with one pointed attention, are actually doing my dhyan and are worshipping me. So what do I do to them? I very quickly, tesha ham samudharta mean I deliver. And how do I deliver? Chirat partha, o partha, very soon, very swiftly I deliver them. Deliver from where? Mrityu sansara sagrat, from the ocean of birth and death. I personally deliver them very swiftly. Yeah, so that's what he says in the sixth and seventh slok. And then from 8th to 12th chapter slok, Krishna describes the progressive stages of bhakti. He says, what is the highest bhakti? Highest bhakti is fix your mind and intelligence in Krishna. That is the highest bhakti. And then he says, Mai eva man adhatsva, mai buddhi niveshya. Your mind, and your buddhi should be only dedicated to me. And nivshasya mai eva. And when you do like this, when you are living with me, don't doubt, there's no doubt. Very soon, I will ensure that you cross the ocean of birth and death. You will come to me. Then he says, if you cannot do that, if you cannot always think, put your mind and intelligence on me, it's not possible, it's very difficult. If you cannot do that, then what you should do, you should follow the one should follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga. What is the regulative principles of bhakti yoga? Get up early in the morning, chant, take bath, chant the holy name, then decorate the god, yeah, sing prayers to the god, offer prasad to the god, then whatever. So have a relationship with hear about the from Bhagavatam, hear from Bhagavad Gita, hear from our scriptures, Vedas. You hear from that, and then with your but all these things you should do with focus on to Krishna. So if you cannot concentrate your mind and intelligence fully on me, then you have to follow this regulative principles with focus, with Krishna as a focus. If you do that, then what will happen? You will come to me. Then he says, but if you cannot do that also, if you cannot follow all these regulative principles, then what you need to do? You need to work for Krishna. What is working for Krishna? He explains about the direct worship and the indirect worship. What is direct worship? Direct worship is engaging in the service of Krishna directly. For example, distributing Bhagavad Gita, distributing Bhagavatam, distributing the books of Krishna. Then preaching for Krishna, arranging festivals for Krishna. So all these things are direct service for Krishna. If you cannot do that, then whatever work you are doing, you offer a part of your your the karma, you do that for the result of your work, whatever you get, salary, money, you offer a part of that to Krishna. If you cannot do that also, if you cannot think about Krishna, cannot bring Krishna in front of you, you are too much detached to that, then what you have to do? Then you renounce the activities of your work. It means whatever work you are doing, you have to go and renounce the fruitive results. Go and give the charity at a old age home, go and give it to a charity for building dharmashala, hospitals, so that you start detaching yourselves from the fruits of the results. So that is what you do. By doing that, what will happen? One will purify oneself, and when you get purified, then it's possible to understand Krishna. And then from 13th to 20th shlok, Krishna explains the qualities of the bhaktas that is very dear to Krishna. He says, what are the qualities in a person, in a person, in a bhakta who is very, very dear to me? And then he explains the 13th and 13th shlok explains, Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha shami. He says, Adveshta, the person one has to be non-envious. If you are envious, then there's no place for Krishna. So you have to be non-envious. Sarvabhutana Maitra, you have to be friendly with everyone. Sarvabhutanam is all living entities. Maitri is friend, be friend with everyone. You should be Karuna. Karuna means kind. You have to be kind to everyone. Nirmamo means don't have the proprietorship that this is mine, that no. Don't have the proprietorship for things. That doesn't mean that be irresponsible about your things. No, have be responsible, but be detached to the things. Don't try to own it and attach to it. Yeah. Nir ahankara, be without ahankar. Ahankar is ego. Be without ahankar, proud. Don't, yeah. Then Sama dukkha sukha kshami, and be equal in dukkha and happiness and distress. Be sama in dukkha and sukh. And kshami, be forgiving. It is very, very difficult to forgive. So what is another quality that Krishna asks? That it is very, very important to be forgiving. So someone who has got these qualities, that person is very dear to Krishna. Then he says, Santushta Satatam Yogi. That yogi who is always satisfied and always Satatam Yogi, and is always doing his Satatam is always yogi is connected to God. Then Yatatma is self-situated. Drinasya, he is determined. He is determined in whatever path he is going. He is determined in that path. Maya arpit mano buddhir, and he has actually surrendered by mind and intelligence to me. Mad bhakta same priya. That bhakt is extremely dear to me. Then Krishna says, Yasmano dvijate loko, lokano dvijate chayah, harsha amarsha bhayodvekair, mukto yah sacha me priya. He explains that those who do not put others in difficulty, those who do not put others in difficulty, because of them others are not in difficulty, they are always supporting, they never try to put other people in difficulty. Neither others, when others try to put them in difficulty, they get disturbed. When others try to put them in difficulty, they are still sama, they're equibalanced. Then harsh amarsh, harsh is happiness, amarsh is distress, and bhay is krodh. Dvigna is anxiety. They are free from, they are mukt, they are muktas, they are mukt, they are free from happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, and those are very very dear to me. So here we explain that all these things are harsh, it all happens because of our connection to the material things. But when you are a pure devotee, your everything is connected to Krishna, so all those things doesn't matter to you. Yeah, whatever is, it's a relationship with Krishna. All external material things are, you are not really bothered because of your strong connection to Krishna. So such bhakta are very very dear to me. Anapeksha. Anapeksha is those who are neutral. Shuchi. Shuchi is pure. Daksha is expert. Udasino gatavhyata. Who is gatavhyata? He will not get disturbed. Sarvarambha parityagi. He is not going to start anything new in the material world. Such bhakta are very dear to me. And then Krishna says, Sama shatru cha mitre cha. He is equal to enemy, shatru cha mitra, friend. For Shatru and Mitra, he is equal. He doesn't have any Shatru, or he doesn't, everyone to everyone he or she is equal. Cha tatha mana someone insults or someone respects. Man apman is also neutral, doesn't matter. If you respect me also is fine, if you don't respect me also is fine. So it means the person is beyond the material connections. It doesn't matter, right? Shitoshna sukh dukkheshu. From whether it's cold or it is hot, whether it is sukh or it is dukh, it doesn't matter. And it is sangha avarjita, and it is they such people, those people who are not attached to a lot of people, like a lot of material people who are running after material pleasures, they are not attached to them. They are basically, if they are attached, they are in association of all devotees, who from there they can always talk about God, right? And then tulya ninda stuti moni, and then by whether they are in ninda, when they are criticized, or when they are praised, then again they are equal. Such person is very very dear to me. This is what he explains in the last chapter, and with this we close the Bhakti Yoga. So today we'll start the chapter 13, Arjun's sixth question. Let's read the verse together. Arjun Vacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetragamev Cha Etadvetumicchami Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshavah. Arjuna Vacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetragyameva Cha Etad Veditum Ikshami Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshava. Mataji. Arjuna Vacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetragyam Cha Etad Vetum Ichchami Jnanam Gevam Ja Keshava. So Arjun Uvacha. Arjun said, what did he say? Prakritim. Prakriti is nature, material nature. Purusham. Who is Purush? Cha. What is Prakriti? Cha is and. Who is Purusha? Va. Kshetram. What is Kshetra? Kshetragya. Who is the knower of the Kshetra? Kshetragya. Gya means knower. Gya means knower. So who is the knower of the Kshetra? Etad vedtum. Please tell me. Ikshami. I want to listen. Ikshami is I desire. What do I desire? Etad vedum. To you to tell me. And also about Jnanam Geyam. What is Gyan? What is knowledge? And Geyam. What are the object of knowledge? Cha Keshava. Oh Keshav, please tell me. So he asked 6 questions. What is Prakriti? What is Purush? What is Kshetra? Who is Kshetragya? What is Gyan and what is Gear? These are the 6 things he has asked in the beginning of the question in the chapter, and that is what Krishna will explain in this chapter, right? So let us read the second shlok. Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Idam Shariram Kaunteya.
Idam Shariram Kaunteya.
Kshetram iti bhidhiyate.
Kshetram iti vidyate.
Etadyo veti tam prahu.
Etadyo veti tam prahu.
Kshetragya iti vatadvidah.
Kshetragya iti tadvidah.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Idam Shariram Kaunteya.
Idam Shariram Kaunteya.
Kshetram ityabhidhiyate.
Kshetram iti abhidhyate.
Etadyo veti tam prahu.
Etadyo veti tam prahu.
Kshetragya iti tadvidah.
Kshetragya iti tadvidah.
Yeah, Mataji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Kshetram iti vidhiyate. Tam prahu. Etadyo veti tam prahu. Kshetragya iti tadvidah. So Krishna said, Idam Shariram. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Krishna said, Idam Shariram. Idam is this. Sharir is this body. Kaunteya is Arjun. O Arjun, Kshetram. Kshetra, what is Kshetra? This body is the field of activity. Kshetram is the field of activity. This body is the field of Etadyo veti tam prahu. Etadyo veti. And someone who knows this field of activity, tam prahu. Prahu is called Kshetragya. And that is who, that person is called Kshetragya. Who knows this field of activity is called Kshetragya iti tadvida. This is what is known. So let us read the English translation. Arjun said, Oh my dear Krishna,
Oh my dear Krishna,
I wish to know about Prakriti,
I wish to know about Prakriti,
the nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field. And one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Right? Now, what is a field? What is a field? When Krishna is comparing body with the field of activity, right? Kshetra. Now, when you, in a simple way, Kshetra is a piece of land, right? It's a piece of land. That is how we say, this is my land, this is my area. Kshetra is area. So now if imagine when you have to explain about the field of activity, think about a barber. Now when he enters the, what does he do? He has a saloon, and he enters in the saloon in the morning, and what is this? He is actually, a lot of people come. He is basically working on all the hair or shaving or whatever on the thing, and in the night he goes. So his field of activity is that saloon, right? Now for a housewife, normally what is happening? The field of activity is the home, kitchen, entire home will be managing all the homes. That is becomes the field of activity, right? That is the field of activity. But Krishna says that this body, O Arjun, this body is the field of activity. And who knows about this field of activity is the Kshetragya. Now, why is this body called the field of activity? Why is Krishna calling this as a field of activity? Because whatever activity that we do, accordingly we get the result. So this body, all the activities perform via this body, right? So if you say, think about a piece of land, a farmer has a piece of land. If he is going to sow a neem tree, he will get a neem fruit. And if he grows a mango trees, he will get a mango tree. So whatever he is going to sow, accordingly the result is going to come. Similarly, this body, via this body, whatever activity we are going to do, accordingly our result will be there, right? That is why Krishna is calling this body as the field of activity. So whatever happens, whatever karma is happening is because of this body, right? And Krishna says, if you look at Sri Bhagavan Vacha, idam shariram, this body. Now, this body is, and we say etadyo veti, and those who understands, the one who understands this body is the kshetragya, right? Now, if you think about ourselves, how do we say this body? We say, I am Susmita, right? I say, I live in, and I say, this is my hand. Why don't I say this is I hand? I never say this is I hand, right? Think about it. We never say I hand, I leg, I eyes. I says my. So who is this I? When we say I, who is this I actually? I am Sushmita and this is my hand. So it means they're two different things, right? I is someone inside who is recognizing as Sushmita and is saying that Sushmita, this hand belongs to me. So this body is different than I, right? This body is different than I. That's how we say, right? I am going. When I am going, my body is also going with me, right? But then I don't say, I like going. No, we don't say like that, right? So the way we never think about it, but if you think about our usual words that we use, we say I to something which is different than mine. Mine, when you say mine is different, right? If it is same, if I and my is same, then why I'm saying mine?
My hand. You can say I hand.
I hand. It means I is different and my is different. This my hand is different, right? Do you agree?
Yes.
Huh? It means there are two things. This body is different and someone inside, the soul which is sitting inside is different. So the soul has actually has come in this body. I have taken this body. Just like, remember, in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has explained about the body and soul. He has explained about the body and soul, and he explained, just like, we have, what do you call it? We are wearing a cloth, and when the dress becomes dirty, when the dress becomes torn, what do? We throw that we throw that dress and get a new dress, isn't it? Similarly, the soul has taken this body, and when this body is beyond work, it's torn, it's not working, then the soul will enter another body. It will leave this body and will enter another body, right? So the soul is different, the body is different, and the soul, via the body, is the medium by which the work is being, activity is being done, right? Through our senses, the activity is being done, isn't it? So the soul is the kshetragya, is the knower of the field, right? But this soul is actually conditioned. What is the meaning of conditioned? We talked about it in the earlier chapters in the Karma Yoga. We said, why are we born here? Why have we come here? Why have we come to this material world? We talked about this material world is just like in a city, you have a jail. Just like in a city, we have a jail. When you do something wrong, what happens? You are put into the jail. And when you fulfill your sentence, then you can come out, right? Similarly, this material world is actually the field where the things are happening, right? So why did I come here? Because Krishna says, who is the soul? Krishna says, we'll read in the 15th chapter, Krishna says, Mamai Vansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. He explains that who is, what is that soul? Mamai Vansho. Mamai Vansho is, it is Krishna's ansh. It is Krishna's peace. The soul is a part and parcel of Krishna. So, and what is the dharma of Krishna, of soul? And in the last class we talked about that. What is the highest dharma? The highest dharma is to do bhakti to Krishna. But what happens? That is the dharma, that is the duty of the soul. But then the soul is tired in the spiritual world. Soul is thinking that why should I worship Krishna? I want to enjoy. I want to be the master. I want to be the master. And Krishna very just like Krishna being the father, he's what is there? He says, I am the father of all. He says, okay, I am creating a place for you. You go and enjoy there. You go and do whatever you want to do. For example, when the kids when we all go through this, when our children, when they're growing up, when they are grown, when they want to go away from the parents. Why do they want to go away from the parents? Because they want to enjoy their own world and set up their own world. All of us have done it, and same thing our kids we are doing, right? It's the same relation that like father, he is the father of everyone. Krishna is the he's the he's the father of all. So what he did, because we all wanted to be away and wanted to enjoy, so he created this material world and he has sent us here. But when he has sent, this material world has a characteristics. This material world has a is based is has three, it is modes of material nature. There are three modes of material nature, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance. So when the soul comes inside this, as soon as the soul is born in this material world, it gets affected by this three modes of material nature, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance. And that is why the soul is no more pure. It is called conditioned soul. It is called conditioned soul. It is no more pure. It is conditioned. It is conditioned. How much percentage of goodness, how much percentage of passion, how much percentage of ignorance? It all depends upon your past karma. It all depends upon my past karma. What sort of impressions I am carrying from my past karma? With that impression, I get born in this material world, and accordingly I lord over the activities of this world. Accordingly, I get the body. Accordingly, I get the body, and accordingly, and based on that body, I try to enjoy the pleasures which because of which I have come away from the spiritual world. Right? This is the whole process. So this body consists of gross body and subtle body. The gross body consists of five
senses.
Five Mahabhuta. This is what happens when we die. When you burn the body, what happens? It gets divided into five parts, right? Earth, water, air, fire, and space, right? So basically that's what the body is made up of. The body, finally, when you burn the body, it again goes and get into this back to the from where it is made, it is go back to that form. But along with that is a subtle body, which is mind, intelligence and ego, which is coming from our previous birth. It comes along with us, and that is how the karma also comes, because of which we do what we are doing today. We suffer what we are suffering today, right? So Krishna says that this body is the field of activity, and the soul sitting inside is the Kshetrajna, knowledge, knower of the body. So I will go back to second chapter, 13th shlok. You don't have to turn. Just say, it's Krishna has said, Dehino asmin yatha dehe, Kaumaram yavanam jara, Tatha dehantara praptir, Dhiras tatra namuhyate. He says, just like Dehina is nothing but the soul. What is happening to soul? Soul is embodied. Soul is embodied into this body. It is caged inside this body. And what happens? What is the soul is experiences? It sees that we have taken birth, we have grown young, we have grown as an adult, and we become old. And then after that, what happens? We change the body. The soul changes the body. We die. When we die, what happens? What is death? Death is nothing but but leaving the soul, leaving the body. Why does and soul leaving the body and entering into another body? That is what is death. Because everything is same, only something is missing. What is missing? Soul is missing. So Krishna says, Tatha dehantara. After changing the body, prapte dhiras tatra namuyate. So all dhiras, all intelligent people, all wise people know about this, and they don't get bewildered by this change. Also, Krishna says in 7th chapter, he explains that the soul, when we are tired of enjoying the activity with our body, what happens? Then we remember back Krishna, we remember God back, right? When we are tired, first we want to enjoy. We have come, we are enjoying our, whatever our expectation and desires are, we are enjoying. But then what happens when we are tired and things are not happening as per us, and then we have a realization that what we are doing is not the thing, we are actually this soul, we are not this body. Then what do? We want to go back. So Krishna says in the 7th chapter, he says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Jana Sukritano Arjuno. Oh Arjun, 4 types of people actually worship me. And who are those people? Arto, Jigyasur, Artharthi, Jnani, Cha Bhartarshaba. Oh Arjun, what are the 4 people? They are Arto. Arto is they are in distress. Those who are in pain, they are in distress and they don't know what to do, then they come to me. Then Jigyasu, who are inquisitive, they are searching. Oh, what is this? What is this life? Why am I here? Why this is happening to me? Why am I suffering? So they are inquisitive. They want to know. They are trying to search, so they can come. They will come to me. Artharthi, those who want wealth, they come to me. Jnani, those who are knowledgeable, they are again in search, so they'll come to me. So these are the 4 type of people who will actually come to me and surrender to me. And he also says there are 4 type of people who will never surrender to me. And he says, Na mam dushkritano mudha prapadyante naradhama. He says, but there are 4 types of people. There are dushkritanos, those who are, they will never surrender to me. Who are those? Naradhama. Naradhama means among the humans who are the lowest. Adhami, they are the lowest among humans. They are murkh, they will never surrender to me. Maya aprihit jnana, whose knowledge, they are very intelligent, very knowledgeable. Because they are so much knowledgeable, they are very much puffed up. Because of their knowledge, they think, oh, I am great and there's nothing better than me. And they are ready to challenge everything. They are not in the, because of their proud, because of their ego, they are not ready to surrender to Krishna. They think they know everything and there's nothing beyond that. So what is happening? Their knowledge is covered by Maya. Maya aprihit jnana. Aprihit is covered. So such jnanis who are puffed up, who are proud, who are not humble, they are too much proud of their knowledge. They are covered by Maya and they will not surrender to him. Asuram bhavam. And those who are mudha, before that's mudha, those who are then asuram bhavam ashrita, those who are atheist, they will never surrender to me. That is what Krishna says. Yeah. So this is what he says. And now, so this is how, when the soul realizes who will actually go to Krishna and who will not go to Krishna is explained in the 7th chapter. Now let us go to the 3rd shlok. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
क्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम् यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रज्ञोर्ज्ञानम् यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम. Mataji.
क्षेत्रज्ञानं चापि मां विद्धि
क्षेत्रज्ञं च अपि मां विद्धि
सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
क्षेत्रज्ञो ज्ञानं
क्षेत्रज्ञोर्ज्ञानं
यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम
यत्यज्ञानं मतं मम. Krishna says kshetragyam. So in the second slok he says about the first kshetragya who is the soul inside the body. But he says cha api. There is one more. Api means there is also. Mam, I. Mam is I. Vidhi. Know that I am also the kshetragya. I am also there are two kshetragya. Not only the soul, but there is one more soul which is me. Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. But I am not only the Kshetragya of one body, but I am the Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata of all the bodies. I am the knower of all the bodies because I am situated in that body as super soul. I am situated in the body as Paramatma. I am so there is another Kshetragya. One is the soul, and second one is a Kshetragya, which is the me, myself. And what I am do, and I am not only the knower of one body, but I am the knower of all the bodies, right? And then he says kshetra gyor jnanam. Kshetra and kshetragya jnanam yat tach jnanam matam mama. Matam is my opinion. In my opinion, what is jnana? Jnana is to know about kshetra, the body, kshetragya, the knower of the body, and in my opinion, that is what is gyan. To know about body, to know about the soul, and to know about the super soul, that relation all is called gyan. So now he, after kshetra, he answered two questions of Arjun: what is kshetra, what is kshetragya, and now he is answering the third question: what is gyan? Gyan is basically knowing about the body, about the soul and super soul, the relations among all. The relations among all is Gyan Matam Mama, in my opinion. So let us read the translation. O skin of Bharat, you should understand that I am also the knower of all bodies.
I am also a knower of all bodies.
And to understand this body, and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion. Right? So now here Krishna says that, just like imagine in a kingdom, yeah, there are a lot of citizens, and the citizen have been granted land, right? So the citizen A will know about what land he has. Citizen B will know about what land he has. But the king will have an account of all the land in his kingdom. Do we agree? Similarly, the kshetragya of a particular body, the soul, will know about all the activities of that body, right? But the Paramatma, the super soul, will know about the activity of all the bodies. He knows about everything. Just like the king knows about everything in his kingdom, he can. And not only that, he is also the controller. For example, you may have your citizen, you have land A, land B, land C. If the government decide that I am going to do this development, and what the government will do, he will take the land. He can pass the road from any land, right? So he's the similarly, although the soul, what is the soul doing? Soul has temporarily taken that body. Soul is actually is the tenant in that body, because once that body is finished, he goes and sits in another house, right? In another body will take. So the soul is actually a tenant in that body. The body belongs to the to the Krishna, and also the control of that body is also Krishna. Right? The control is also Krishna, right? So this is what here it is, that basically we have to understand. And what is not, then in the second line, Krishna explains what is knowledge. Knowledge is to know about this, the body, soul, and the super soul, the relations of all is called knowledge, as per in my opinion. Now let's go to the next slok. Tat kshetram yachya dikcha
Kshetram yacchaditya.
Yadvikari yatascha yat.
Yadvikari yatasya.
Sa cha yo yat prabhavascha.
Sachayo yat prabhavascha.
Tat samasena me shunu.
Tatsamasena me shruno.
Tat kshetram yat sayadikcha.
Kshetram yacchada cha.
Yadvikari yatascha yat.
Yadvikari yatasya yat.
Sa cha yo yat prabhavascha.
Sachayo yat prabhavascha.
Tat samasena me shunu.
Tatsamasena me shruno.
Now here, yeah, Mataji, please read. Yeah. Tat kshetram yachya yadvikari yatascha yat sa cha yo yat prabhavascha yat prabhavasena me shunu. So here, let's read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Now, please hear my brief description
Now please hear my brief description
of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, whence it is produced, who that knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are. Let's go back to the shlok. Now, if you look at the second line, last part, tat samasena me shunu, right? Tat samasena me shunu. Shunu is to hear. Tat is that. Samasena is summary. So now I'll tell you in summary. What is he going to tell in summary? What Krishna is going to tell in summary? He's going to tell 6 things in summary. What are the 6 things? Tat kshetram. What is this? Kshetram is how, that this field, yacha. Yacha is the first thing he's going to say, is how it is constituted. How it is constituted is first thing. Yacha is how it is constituted. Then is yadikcha. Yadikcha is the qualities of the kshetra. Yat vikari. What are the changes or transformation of vikar of those of the body? Yatascha. Yatascha is the origin, right? Yat sa. Yat sa means that. Sa is kshetragya. Yat sa is kshetragya. Yat is what is kshetragya. Cha yo yat prabhavas cha. And prabhav is influence. And what is the prabhav of that? Kshetragya, right? So here about the kshetra, Krishna is going to talk about 4 things, and about the kshetragya, he's going to talk about 2 things: the origin and the influence, right? So this is what he says. I'm going to explain to you in summary in about all these 6 things about kshetra and kshetragya. Clear? You are with me? Right? So now Krishna is going to explain in summary about these 6 topics, right? So let's go to the 5th shlok. ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितः तैः ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः. Now Krishna says, Krishna says, Rishibhir Bahuda Geetam. Now he is saying it's not only me, Matam. He says, Matam, it's in my opinion. Now he is saying it's not only my opinion. Rishibhir Bahuda Geetam. Bahuda, in many various sages have actually spoken about it, have actually talked about it. Chando is all the Vedas, all the four Vedas together are called Chando. Chando bhir vividhai prithak. And also about the Kshetra and Kshetragya, about the body and the activities of the body have been explained in various Vedas and Upanishads, prithak, in different ways. Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is Vedanta Sutra. Brahma Sutra is Vedanta Sutra. Padaischeva. And even in the Vedanta Sutra Pada, in those paras, Cheva, Hetu Madbhir Vinishyati. Hetu Madbhir is the cause and effect of the Kshetra and Kshetragya have been spoken in detail. So it is not only my opinion, it is also by the spoken by the rishis in many Vedas. This is talked about in the Vedanta Sutra is talked about. So if you want to know in detail, you can go and look into those places because this is a question of Arjun, right? So here it is very very important that when we are reading the shastras, very important, sometimes what happens when we are reading the shastras, we read the meaning of it. So it is very difficult to understand the just reading and meaning and try to understand the scriptures. It is always good to understand it through guru, sadhu and shastra. So if our mind is not very mature, and if I'm trying to read, then it may happen the interpretation that I'm getting or I'm understanding may not be the right one. So it is always good to listen to the gurus, and you can also you can listen to various gurus explanation that has been given, and you can also go to sadhu who are knowledgeable and talk to them about it. That is the right way to understanding the scriptures. Yeah, they're just not believing in your own mind, right? So now we go to the next shlok, which is 6 and 7 shlok. Let's go to that. महाभूतान्यहङ्कारो
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारो
बुद्धिरव्यक्त इव च
बुद्धिरव्यक्तम् एव च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
पंचचेन्द्रिय गोचरा
पञ्चचेन्द्रिय गोचरा
महाभूतानि अहंकारो
महाभूतानि अहङ्कारो
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
पंचचेन्द्रिय गोचरः
पञ्चचेन्द्रिय गोचरः
माताजी
महाभूतानि अहङ्कारो
महाभूतानि अहंकारो
बुद्धिरव्यक्तम् एव च
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
पञ्चचेन्द्रिय गोचरः
Panchachendriya Gochara. So in the sixth slok, Krishna said, I'll explain to you what the Kshetra is constituted of, right? What it is made up of, right? So now in the sixth slok defines what the body is made up of. The body is made up of Mahabhuta. Mahabhuta is the great elements. What are those elements? Earth, water, air, fire and space. These are the 5 elements which is called the great element, of which this Mahabhuta, this body is made up of. And after that, Mahabhutani Ahankara. Ahankara is your ego. Ego. Buddhir. Buddhi is your mind. Avyaktomeva. Avyaktomeva is which is not manifested. Avyakta is not manifested. What is not manifested? The 3 things. The mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Cha. Indriyani Dashekam. And we have the body has got 10 senses. What are those senses? It is 10 your karmendriya and jnanendriya. There are 2 things. Which are the jnanendriya? From which we get knowledge. What are the things from which we get our knowledge? It is our eyes, it is our ears, it is our nose, it is our tongue and our touch. So these skin. So these are the skin. These are the 5 senses from which we get, which is called Jnanendriya, from which we get knowledge. And the Karmendriya, from that which we do our work, is what? Is our the 2 hands, the 2 legs, then our this mouth, tongue, yeah, then our anus and our genital. So this is the 5 what do you call it? These are the 5 Karmendriya from which we do work. We do work. These are the only things from which we do work, right? So these are the dashekam. Dash is 10. These are the 10 and ekam. Ekam is one more, which is your mind. Ekam. What is the 11th one? Which is mind. Cha panch chendriya gochara. And there are 5 indriya gochara. Gochara means those go is senses. Chara means those who attract the senses. So each of our gyanendriya gets gyan by something. For example, our eyes can understand forms, right? It can read forms, it can see. So from eyes, what it gets attached to? It gets attached to form. From ear, it gets attached to sound. From nose, get to smell. Tongue to taste. And skin to touch. So these are called, they are gocharas, so which is connected to that. So these are the 24 elements of which our body is made up of. Yeah. And all this, they are called matter. All this 24 elements are matter. They, without soul, is like dead matter. They are, without soul, it is dead matter, right? So this is, so here Krishna explains in the previous stroke. He has told, I am going to tell you about 6 things about the kshetra and kshetragya. The first thing he said, I'll explain to you how this body is constituted, and here he explains about these 24 elements of which our body is constituted. Again, we'll repeat this. Mahabhuta. What is this Mahabhuta? The 5 elements. What are those? Earth, water, fire, air, and space. Then ahankar. Ahankar is our ego, false ego. Then buddhi. Buddhi is intelligence. Avyaktomev is what? It is pradhan. It is basically the mode of unmanifested form which is there in the body, the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. Then indriyani dashekam, the 10 indriyas, the senses, which are basically the Gyanendriya and the Karmendriya. The Gyanendriyas are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And the working are legs, hands, tongue. We eat by that. And then what do you call it? Our anus and genitals. They are our working. They're working karmendriyas. And then ekam, ekam. The 11th one is our mind. Cha panch chendriya gochara. And what are the thing that attracts? So eyes are for, forms are for eyes, sound is for ear, smell is for nose, taste, tongue is for taste, and touch is for skin. So these are the 24 elements of which our body is made up of. Now let us read the last stroke of today. Iksha dvesha sukham dukkham Sankhatas chetanadhriti Etat kshetram samasena Savikaram udahitam Iksha dvesha sukham dukkham Sanghat chetana dhriti Etat kshetram samasena Savikaram udahitam. Yeah, Mataji. Sham sukham dukkham Sanghatas chetana dhritihi Etat kshetram samasena Savikaram udahitam. So now he talks about the vikar. Vikar, yat vikara, yad ichha, right? He says what are the qualities and vikar? Krishna explains iksha, the desire. Dvesha. Dvesh is hatred or envy. Then sukham, dukkham, happiness and distress. Sanghat is what? Basically the 24 elements he has talked about. Chetana is consciousness. Dhriti is basically the determination. Etat kshetram samasena. And these are the kshetra which are the various qualities and thing that we have. So let us read the translation by Prabhupada. The five great elements:
The five great elements:
false ego,
false ego,
intelligence,
intelligence,
the unmanifested,
the unmanifested,
the 10 senses,
the 10 senses,
and the mind.
and the mind,
The five senses,
the five sense objects,
so sense objects. So desire,
desire,
hatred,
hatred,
happiness,
happiness,
distress,
distress,
the aggregate,
the
whatever we
aggregate,
read before, the life symptoms,
the life symptoms,
and convictions.
and conviction.
All these are considered in summary
All these are considered in summary
to be the field of activities
to be the field of activities
and its interactions.
and its impact.
Yeah, so we'll end it today here. Okay, so let's chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.